Good evening, good neighbors. Welcome to round 3 of the Band Together Buffalo Shutdown Showcase. We are here at Buffalo Ironworks, a staple on the live music scene here since 2013. They present local music, regional music, and national music. Though here with Band Together Buffalo, we are focused on the local scene. We've got a great lineup for y'all. Voting for each episode is open from the start of the live premiere until 11:59 p.m. the following day at bandtogetherbuffalo.com. Just like the previous rounds, you can vote for as many artists as you'd like. You can earn an extra vote by tipping the band at any point during round 3. You can tip the band directly via Venmo, PayPal, or Patreon. There's a $5 minimum tip and no maximum, so make it rain, y'all. Think of it as a cover charge at your favorite local venue. And think of it as a way to support your favorite local band, make their next album, make a great video, because as we know, having great media is huge in today's music business. All of us at Band Together Buffalo thank these sponsors who have donated to our cause, especially Buffalocal, real Buffalo beer, Southern Tier Brewing Company, supporting the city of good neighbors, D. Camillo Bakery, celebrating 100 years in Western New York, Bison Botanics, craft CBD products made in Buffalo. Thanks also to the local restaurants who serve meals for our production crew. Big thank you to Buffalo Ironworks for hosting our production for round 3. And a big thanks to you, the viewer, for supporting local music and local businesses. Let's keep it going.
Gently, I can feel the world in you. I know you can feel it too. My hand, your waist, your lips, my face. Feel the shivers down your spine. Let's say run away with mine. Don't stop breathing. Don't stop. Don't stop breathing, don't stop feeling, don't stop feeling, don't stop feeling. die first. We always argue about which would be worse. Maybe the gods will be kind and spite us at the same time. She said, better let me die first. I hope we both become trees. Our branches dance to the breeze. In time we'll watch the seasons go. Survive some buffalo snow. I hope we both become trees. Maybe they'll plant us at the park. Young lovers carving their names into our bark. Long as they don't cut us down, we'll hold roots underground. Maybe they'll plant us at the park. I hope we both become trees. Our branches dance to the breeze. In time we'll watch the seasons go. Survive some buffalo snow. I hope we both become trees. From now, our grandkids growing up under the boughs will hear their laughter and songs. They'll know we're never really gone. Thinking about years from now, I hope we both become trees. Our branches dance to the breeze. Time we'll watch the seasons go. Survive some buffalo snow. I hope we both become trees. Yeah, I hope we all become trees. The afterlife will be a breeze. Let all those old worries go. Enjoy that lake effect snow. I hope we all become trees.
It's really exciting when a beer that you've been working on for months comes to market and you see it out in the bars, and yeah, it's a good feeling. We have a team of folks that we call the innovation team, and we have a meeting at least once a week, sometimes with some pretty crazy ideas, but we like to take their ideas, take what's actually feasible and blend them together and make some pretty good beer. Most of the products we release here are something that we came up with. You know, we're not chasing trends. Usually it's something we came up with here on our 2-barrel system and kind of branched out from there into what it's evolved into. We brew a lot of test batches. We have a sensory panel every day. So it's a lot of sampling, small tweaks. It's a lot of like quality control too. We take that the most serious here after safety probably is just quality control. And we sell a lot of beer in Buffalo, a lot of IPA especially, so we're excited to keep moving forward.
Southern Tier has been a long-standing supporter of the City of Good Neighbors, and we would like to thank you for supporting local businesses and especially local breweries this past year.
We're proud sponsors of the Shutdown Showcase, especially Round 3 here at Ironworks.
Thank you for tuning in. Remember to cast your vote, and thank you as always for supporting local.
We are Buffalo's premier cannabis product manufacturer, meaning that we make hemp-derived products, including tinctures and edibles and topicals and vapor products. Our line of edibles includes our gummies and also our newly released hot sauce. We focus on making connections and building relationships with local farms so that we can really be in tune with the plant materials that we're using to make our products, and that allows us to really focus on quality and control what we're providing to the community. We're excited to be in this community and starting the community in Western New York, and we're always here to help people through their process of starting to use cannabis or learning more about it or using specific products. We offer a very high quality product at a fair value. We're here to just educate and provide as much information as we can for people.
We're back at the bar with Southern Tier Beer. I switch it up to a new haze, the Hazy Smooth IPA. Speaking of smooth, Chucky Campbell, Chucky and Bourne, it's good to see y'all.
Good to see you.
What do you think about what you got? You got a couple different ones.
Yeah, man. Number one, that Strawberry Dream, man. It's nice, man.
I'm a big fan of the Southern Tier Double IPA. Smooth, nice stuff.
Smooth indeed. Well, it's great to see y'all on stage again, man. I mean, we've rocked from Niagara Square with Slow Roll, but you've taken it intercontinental, right? So, man, I mean, what did you say? 46 states you hit just in the year before the shutdown or so?
Yeah, we've been to 46 states and 3 countries with the band, and just traveling around a whole lot. We got off most recently a West Coast tour with the Black Den, and it was a fruitful tour. Probably one of our best turnouts. You know, really worked well.
Showed up.
Yeah.
Showed up.
And then the shutdown happened. So, you know, like everybody else in the gig economy, we decided that it was time to figure out some alternative ways of doing things and working through it.
You found other ways, kind of new ways, working virtually.
We focused heavily on video work because we thought at this time, you know, since we can't travel and we made primarily our bread and butter off traveling, the touring, the live show, creating a narrative with the live show, that we needed to go a different direction to kind of build a new audience. By the time this was over, when we go out, we're playing to filled rooms instead of rooms that might have dissipated or we lost a little bit of that momentum we had.
I mean, I remember the first time seeing Porch Fest on Elmwood, and that whole energy coming off a porch on Elmwood was pulling people from all over. What kind of challenge has that been to really get the essence of your music when you could only, you know, had to work without a crowd?
Right. This is we're feeding off of that crowd, and you know, these guys deserve like a ton of credit because they bring a lot of that energy. You know, the big horn sound. And there's something about hip hop that has brass in it. You know, it just feels right. And a lot of hip hop has that backbone of brass, you know, sampling and things like that. But to have these guys really feel that energy in with a live horn section does something else to the music. And then my job, I feel like on top of that, is kind of telling a story and bringing emotion to it and seeing if I can get people to feel it. You know, Porch Fest, you know, I loved Porch Fest. It's all, that is one of my favorite things that we used to play at. And we do a lot of like fundraisers and things for the cause. And these guys, they follow me and luckily, you know, are down the way I'm down for those kinds of things. The philanthropic side of it is alive, and we care about the people first and see that music is something that emerges out of the social conditions of our world. So.
Right on. And Bourne, I mean, Chucky's talking about the commitment that y'all have with him through philanthropic gigs, through humble touring. What inspires you to go so in with him?
It's really about the collective message, the idea of universal citizenship. It's one of the most unique bands that I've personally been in, because with the Black Den, there's such a variety, and with Chucky Campbell leading that charge, when they see us, they don't see it coming. It's like they see me, they see my cousin Emilio, and I'm pulling out a trombone and he's pulling out a trumpet, and he's on the front rapping, and Damone's in the back playing the drums. So it's a true representation. In this time, I think it's one of the most important messages. Like, you really get to see, one, the power of hip hop, two, what its effect on the actual society. You gotta figure you're dealing with culturally 5 different backgrounds, from up north down, from black to white, Puerto Rico, etc. And it's one sound. It's different. So with that, and all our bands interlock, they all support each other. So that's what I love about Buffalo.
Well, all that cause work is one of the ways you've worked your way into this Buffalo scene, the Buffalo community. I mean, it's a different kind of challenge for you over the next year, over this past year, considering you're not from here, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
being, essentially, what have you been here for about 10 years?
Yeah, I'm a transplant. I'm an outsider. You know, I'm originally from Kentucky. I was born in Kentucky, and moved around, got a scholarship to play basketball, played in Tennessee, and then later got my PhD at the University of Southern Mississippi Center for Writers. I came up here to work, and at the time I hadn't really been into hip hop or music for a long time. For 7 years I didn't do anything music related, and I had a pretty traumatic event happen. One of my good friends I used to do hip hop with committed suicide, and so I decided that for some reason, some people have post-traumatic stress. This turned somehow into post-traumatic growth. I was able to write that out, and once I found the substance and built music around it with some of these talented guys, people took a liking to it. And I've been lucky because the scene has embraced me. This scene right now is blowing up. It's an amazingly successful scene. You can talk about the big guys like Griselda, but there's also a lot of really awesome artists here doing great work. A lot of other people like really building the seed and creating good spaces for people to get out and really experience hip hop, and build that feeling. And hopefully, once all of this has come to its fruition and we've gotten through it a little bit, that those things come back and we can rejoin each other as a community, really come together.
I remember the feeling that matters, repeating the shadows resembling God. A cycling ribbon of images flickering on. I'm minded of singing this song. Every man is a moment to live in his judgment, confessing the sins of his heart. And sometimes in the process of hurting another, improperly measures his loss. I think back to the violent open nights, broken glass and strobing lights. Some are surrounding the government house and composing compounding some hopeless fight, hopeless light. Enough of whatever you want to stay needing, enough of whatever you need to stay breathing, enough of whatever to keep you from feeling enough. And within the interpreted urban decay, the trauma diverted a personal space, and the murder determined to push you away and ask you to prove who you are. A king or a peasant, a saint or a sinner, a sheep or a shepherd, survivor or victim. You're both thinking either. Within every hero's the heart of a villain, and every day is a test.
Wherever I go, that's where you are. Love leaves a witness.
Shadows of memory suddenly large, discovering that I was never really lost.
All my walls come down. I never left you. This is acceptance.
Listening close to the beat of my heart, broken approach to your outstretched arms. Finally putting together the pieces, drunk up the liquor and staring at pictures, wondering why the people I needed were always the people I kept in the distance. Always the people I kept in the distance. Over the years I constructed a prison built from the issues I chose not to deal with. The lying, the cheating, the alcoholism, the violent, violence, so shaking and dreaming, the tossing and turning and sweating through pillows, emerging as patterns of something much deeper through moments of loss in the process of murder. Hurt other people, so nothing is harder than truly forgiving myself. For a person who never determines the cause, it's only the feelings that damage the heart. Avoiding admitting whatever was wrong, I put it straight back in the start. A king or a peasant, a saint or a sinner, a sheep or a shepherd, survivor or victim. You're both thinking neither. Within every hero's the heart of a villain, and every day is a test.
Wherever I go, that's where you are. Love leaves a witness.
Shadows of memory suddenly large, discovering that I was never really lost.
All my walls come down. I never left you. This is acceptance.
Listening close to the beat of a heart, broken approaching your outstretched arms. Broken approaching your outstretched, broken approaching your outstretched arms.
Wherever I go, that's where you are. Love leaves a witness.
Shadows of memory suddenly large, discovering that I was never really lost.
All my walls come down. I never left you. This is acceptance.
Listening close to the beat of a heart, broken approaching your outstretched arms.
My love, as we live, we're bound to face our just share of wide rivers to cross, and steep mountains deemed unfair. But darling, when the whole world leaves you low down in blue, I'll always be here with one thing left to do. I'll sing for you. Oh, I'll sing for you. Some days may bring you diamonds, and others leave a handful of rocks. Our love will be tested by the steady tick of the clock. But darling, when the whole world says true love isn't true, I'll always be here with one thing left to do. I'll sing for you. Oh, I'll sing for you. I'll sing for you like a bird from dawn until dusk, through a lifetime of love built on a spark of trust. And I'll guide your hand as you'll guide mine. Together we're a song that will withstand the test of time. I'll sing for you like a bird from dawn until dusk, through a lifetime of love built on a spark of trust. And I'll guide your hand as you'll guide mine. Together we're a song that will withstand the test of time. My love, as we live, we're bound to face our just share of wide rivers to cross, and steep mountains deemed unfair. But darling, when the whole world leaves you low down in blue, we'll prove that true love really can be true. 'Cause I'll always be here with one thing left to do. I'll sing for you. Oh, I'll sing for you. I'll sing for you. Oh, I'll sing for you.
Do you love America? Do you love Buffalo? Do you love beer? Of course you do. Then let me ask you, what makes the All-America City IPA so effing America? Well, could it be because it's bodaciously born in the bosom of our beatific Flying Bison Brewery, set right here in the heart of Buffalo's biggest badass bonanza beer breakout since basking in the balm of yesterday's Bethlehem steel boom? You bet your sweet britches. We started with delicious malted barley from America. Fresh aromatic hops grown in America. Yeast we cultured ourselves, especially for this beer.
It's magic.
No, Jimmy. The real magic happens when we harness the spirit of America. We poured in some rock and roll, born in the USA. A pinch of rebellion. A dash of our national pastime. Go Bills! Quarter pound of fine American cuisine. And don't forget about our most important ingredient, water, from one of America's largest freshwater bodies. Now, you don't have to wait in line to get a beer this good. Heck, you don't even have to go overseas. Ach, nein! You can get this All-America beer from an All-America store in our All-America city. I'm Tim Herzog from Flying Bison Brewing Company, and this is All-America City IPA. Okay, one last question, guys. Who gets to clean up?
Not it.
Nine. Not it.
Not it.
Hey everybody, Tim from Flying Bison. Thanks for tuning in to the Shutdown Showcase. A lot of our friends playing local music. Hopefully you're at home enjoying some good local beer. We got some old friends, we got some new friends. We hope you're enjoying these beers as much as we are. Cheers, thanks very much. Thanks for supporting us local breweries through a pretty tough year. We promise to keep hanging in there, keep brewing great beer. You keep coming down to see us, keep enjoying a couple of cold ones, some of your favorite music from some of your local bands. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for voting, keep up the good work. Cheers.
The Big Easy in Buffalo is a nonprofit organization. We're entering our 15th season. And the idea behind it is we bring New Orleans and Louisiana bands to town to do free or low-cost performances. And while they're here, we pair them up with local professional and student musicians for performance opportunities, mentoring, music education, that sort of thing. It all started kind of in the wake of Hurricane Katrina, when New Orleans musicians really needed work. There was no opportunity for them to play. Fast forward 15 years, when the pandemic hit, there were no gigs. So really credit to Band Together Buffalo. I kind of love the fact that there's this community spirit and that we were all sort of pulling together to make sure that we didn't lose something so important to the Buffalo community. Local music, local art, local culture, that's part of who we are as Buffalo. And so we're thrilled to be a small part of that.
Hey, City of Good Neighbors. Thanks for supporting local businesses, especially beer companies. Check out our new beer, Curtain Up. It's a collaboration with 15 other breweries around New York State. It's for supporting artists and musicians. We're here to support local bands. We can't wait to open up again and have you guys keep rocking out the joint. Hopefully it's real soon. Thanks again for supporting. Keep tuning in. Cheers.
We're back at the bar at Buffalo Ironworks with our Southern Tier beer, here with Ryan, Zach, and Nick from Grub. We got a whole variety pack. Variety is the spice of life, fellas. What do you think of these options you have here?
Oh, I mean, I love it. So I got the Strawberry Dream, and it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah?
Absolutely delicious.
Dreamy?
Smooth, dreamy, with a hint of strawberry.
Nice.
I've been drinking 2X for years, so it's delicious, as always.
Southern Tier is like maybe my favorite brewery, and I love every IPA they've ever put out, so this is just another one.
This is the newest one.
Yeah, I love it. It's like the perfect amount of hoppy and juicy. Can't get enough.
You're not only representing Southern Tier beer pretty well right now, but representing Niagara Falls. We have such a great contingent of Niagara County, Niagara Falls bands that have made it here this far. Y'all have been tagging the other bands in the post and really supporting each other. It seems to be a theme from all the bands coming out of Niagara.
Yeah, it's our own little community, and I'm really proud to be a part of it, honestly. It's really cool to see what we've all been able to do together as a group, and kind of, the synergy of working hand in hand and helping pull each other along.
We're all a close-knit group that we're all going to each other's shows, supporting each other, sharing the music, but it's still wild to see as many of us still that has made it far in this competition or Band Together Buffalo. It's really been cool.
Right on, and I mean, while you're here at Ironworks in the Cobblestone District, you got to be thinking about your dreams of playing Cobblestone live this year. Last year, looking forward, what are y'all looking forward to in the near future?
Well, we got future music coming out very soon, with the new single coming out hopefully in the next month or so. We're gearing on a date for that, as well as a whole new album that we've been recording throughout this pandemic process, as well as just hoping for all of our venues that we've had the pleasure of playing with to come back with us, and hopefully we'll have our feet in the door there once things open back up, and look forward to sharing our music with everyone.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You guys are just like, yeah,
killing it, man.
mic drop, huh?
I deserve a sip. I deserve a sip off of that one.
It's well spoken.
And so some of the music that you're going to play tonight is some of that stuff you've made over the past year?
Yeah, the first song, titled "We'll Be Fine," is one of our newest singles that will be released on the new album.
So we're actually featuring a song off of each one of our albums so far. So there'll be one off of the first full album, one off an EP, and then one off of our future album. So
To be
it'll be the full spread of Grub tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Future, past, present.
Yeah.
Love it. We've seen that y'all have been supporting a lot of causes, a lot of different organizations, especially over the past year. You're here because people have been supporting you. How does it feel to get to this point where you had to be propelled by, it wasn't just the music alone, right? It was the following too.
Yeah, it's humbling, really, just to see everyone, our friends and family and fans all really showed up to help us get to this point, and we can't thank them enough, really. It's because of them.
It's been a continuous thing that they've been there for us when we've needed them, from, like you said, mentioned before, with Cobblestone, from seeing them in person coming out, now you're asking for them to do something remotely without us, them actually seeing them do it. But everyone's reaching out saying, got our vote. We see all the donations through Venmo or PayPal that are coming through. It's just very overwhelming with the amount of support that is coming, even with who knows what's going on in their own personal lives at this time with all that. So we are very, very grateful to all those that have extended, and very grateful to all the sponsors and Band Together Buffalo that has put this on to give us this opportunity and the spotlight. So,
and a special thank you to our manager, Mr. Paul Bradigan, as well, for always finding us opportunities and keeping us together. Yeah. He really he does a lot for us. So he should be up here with us as well. So we should just want to say that.
hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many times will I? Please tell me you're in love, truly and madly. Tell me she's your everything. Say she's irreplaceable, because if not, I couldn't take the thought of you lying awake, unhappy, going nowhere, paralyzed, unhappy, discontent behind your eyes, unhappy. Oh, please tell me otherwise. Please tell me, please tell me. How many hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many times will I lose? How many hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many times will I lose? Don't tell me that you love me. My feeble heart for you, it aches. You're much more than I can take. Your brilliance haunts my daydreams, in a catatonic state, staring off, going insane, unhappy, going nowhere, paralyzed, unhappy, discontent behind your eyes, unhappy. Please tell me otherwise. Please tell me, please tell me. How many hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many hours will I lose? How many hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many times will I lose? Can I hit restart and skip the part when I meet you? Will this feeling fade? I wanna hear you say I complete you. Everybody says to let go of it. I know I need to. Can I forget that you may be unhappy, going nowhere, paralyzed, unhappy, discontent behind your eyes, unhappy. Please tell me otherwise. Please tell me, please tell me. How many hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many hours will I lose? How many hours of sleep will I lose over you? How many times will I lose? I lose, I lose.
We wanted to take beer to the next level in Western New York. Now it is easier than ever before to get a beer from concept into the hands of consumers as quickly and healthy as possible. We try to combine things and make things better. There's new things, fun beers like this. And when we have a liquid we're happy with, then we'll go put it out there. That's kind of how we like to do stuff here. I like to have fun, take care of our own, and keep moving. Hammer Brewing has always been a big part of local live music, having live music 2 days a week, and we've been doing it for 7 years. Every Wednesday and every Saturday, you can always find live music here during normal times.
We're very anxious to get back to that and excited to move forward. We want to thank you, the viewer, for supporting local music as well. We'll be back to normal before you know it, and don't forget to cast your vote for your favorite local band or musician. Please be sure to enjoy some Hamburg beer while you're doing that.
My name is Omri, and this is Tunworks Media. I shoot commercials, music videos, weddings, live events, speakers, just stuff. I was so happy when I got this studio space because I knew what it meant for the community. They could come here and be able to get what it is that they need to get to put out what it is that they want to put out. It's a way for me to help myself by helping other people tell their story. That's it. We tell stories here. To me, there's nothing worse than when you create something, whether it's a business or a piece of music or any type of piece of art or anything, or even if you have a message and you want to get it out. For me, it's nothing more frustrating than when you can't. If you have an idea, you believe in your idea, and you really want to put some video behind it, that's what I do. My name is Omri, and I make content.
We miss having music. It's been such a huge part of our experience here at 42 North, hosting musicians and having everybody here, enjoying it together, dancing together, having a couple of beers together, and that's something we can't wait to get back to. For a long time since we've opened, we have always had music twice a week, and we've had so many talented musicians come through, and we can't wait to see everybody come back. We want to thank you all for tuning in, supporting local musicians, local breweries like us, and thank you all, and we hope to see you soon.
Here we are at the bar with the Southern Tier Beer and our friends from Tokyo Monsters, Steve and Joe. Welcome. Welcome back to Ironworks. It's got to feel good to be on the stage again for the first time in a year, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, great feeling, great feeling.
Right on. So representing Niagara Falls, there's just a great Niagara Falls, Niagara County turnout here for Band Together Buffalo. How did y'all come together?
We formed probably in late 2017 from remnants of other bands that we had once been in, and we've been just going ever since.
So, I mean, this past year has been really interesting for artists. A lot of folks are spending time writing. People are getting into a pod and getting tight as a band. And how has this past year been for the band?
A little sad that we can't play live, but creatively it's been the best year we've had. So we have a lot of time to utilize the creative process to make some of the best quality material we're capable of making.
Yeah, it's been really great to just really put the writing process and not have to stress about, there's a show this weekend, so we got to kind of put the writing on the back burner.
So has that meant a lot of new songs are coming out as opposed to getting ready
Hopefully.
for shows?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Almost an album's worth, I'd say at this point, yeah.
Nice. And how about what you're playing tonight? Is this some of your newer stuff?
Yep, yes it is. 2 of the songs are new, and 1 is on a previous EP.
So much time here creatively together, writing new material, without having to get ready for that live performance. Are you finding that your sound is evolving too?
Very much. It's progressing into almost a different genre, but we're okay with that, so we just got to evolve.
Can you describe it? I love when bands are just kind of like having a hard time fitting into one genre. So if you're evolving, what are you evolving into?
Well, sort of like what you said, like multi-genre, where we're incorporating more funk, more soul into our sound, just to be more broad and more inclusive for a wider audience.
Definitely playing what we like, what we enjoy, and what we have fun playing.
Do you have a sense for where did it come out naturally, or was it really an intentional evolution?
Yes and no. Like, all of us have very diverse tastes, so we figured instead of being just one thing, we could draw upon everything that everybody likes, and you never know what you're going to come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. Influences ranging anywhere from Van Halen to Green Day, and we just mash it all together into what we enjoy and have fun playing.
Right on. Now, all this, creative, artistic evolution over the past year, how excited are you to get your music back on a stage in front of a live audience?
Incredibly excited. Seems like 5 years in the waiting for a return to the stage.
yeah, can't wait for that first time taking the stage and just seeing a sea of people again at some point.
As this whole thing is concerned with, so many bands are supporting each other. This has been, you've gotten this far obviously because you have a following. How does it feel to get to this point where it's your followers who have pushed you onto this stage tonight?
Incredibly humble and very much appreciative for them. So we wouldn't be here without them.
Yeah, extremely grateful for all the love and support.